Happy Thursday evening. A brisk, cool Thursday evening to all of you fine folks out there in Facebook and YouTube land. Want to welcome you tonight to our Thursday night show, Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. And if you're watching on Facebook, we do ask you to do us a huge favor. Reach over and hit the like button and hit the share button if you don't mind. Hit the like button and hit the share button. That way you broadcast our show on your page and lets everybody know you're a fan of Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. But it's a great Thursday night, October the 20th of 2022, and we're coming to you live and in color tonight. Guys, we got a show jam-packed tonight. We're going to have a great time, and we're glad that you have chosen to tune us in, invite us into your home tonight, and hope everything is good with you on this cool, brisk Thursday evening. We are coming to you live, our studio right here in Enterprise, Georgia, our studio in Thompsontown, Georgia, our studio at 100% Flamingo Boulevard, Georgia, and at the old fairgrounds at Gray Hodges Park in Dothan, Alabama at our remote studio. Live all across the great United States of America and in foreign countries where we are legal to broadcast our show. We're coming to you live in all 57 states, 5 foreign countries, 4 sunken islands, and even in the great state of Baker County, Georgia, coming to you live tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, if by chance you happen to miss us and you want to catch us on the national syndicated rerun, that'll be next Tuesday evening at 9 o'clock. We'll be immediately following the Celebrity Halloween Party in Washington, D.C. Mayor Lori Lightfoot will be going as Beetlejuice. Maxine Waters will be going as Predator from the Arnold Schwarzenegger hit movie. And Nancy Pelosi will be going as herself. And if that doesn't scare you, I don't think anything will. But that'll be next Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. You can catch us on syndicated rerun at the Celebrity Halloween Party in Washington, D.C. Guys, very first time tonight, we are on 92.5 inches tonight. Coming to you live and in color, 92.5 inches. And we are live tonight at Roy Lee's. Roy Lee's, very first time. Roy Lee's, rent-to-own hair plugs, radiator fluid recycling, ring polishing, rat and ringworm removal, and radish and rutabaga jelly shop in Red Level, Alabama.
Alabama got all them good stores over there.
I'm telling you, man.
Look, his name Roy Lee.
Roy Lee. He's got rent-to-own hair plugs. He will do radiator fluid recycling, ring polishing, rat and ringworm removal, and radish and rutabaga jelly shop in Red Level, Alabama.
Man, I got
Charlie.
Now I'm gonna fire up I got me a new electric car out there. You know, I got a good deal on one that had been down the storm in Florida, and they say it's safe to drive. I think I'll run over there on the electric car and see Roy Lee.
Well, being as you brought up the electric car, you know, and I'm such a big fan of the electric cars, you know what the new thing is? The new problem with the electric cars is
They explode.
Yeah, and here's the thing. You can't get no record driver that will tow your electric car because they afraid that it'll catch fire in their yard and burn up everything else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's what we got. We all got to get one, Queasel. Now just quit fighting it. Just submit yourself to the fact that you're like me. You're just an old fogey. But we're gonna have to drive electric cars.
Afraid I ain't gonna do it.
Afraid I ain't either.
I ain't gonna do it. I get one of Marvin's donkeys before I do that, and I ride it around.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one, Queasel. I am with you on that one.
I just ain't gonna do it, but it's you know, it's sad. It's sad is really sad. But I'm gonna say this. I will have to admit, maybe I first thought Joe Biden turning loose all that oil out of the strategic reserve again, was depleting us in case we had a national emergency. He was depleting us down, and if something happened, we weren't going to have nothing. But I can't think of no worse national emergency than him being president.
I can't either.
I,
I'm with you.
Well, hey, I got one close, Queasel.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, Stacey Abrams being governor of Georgia.
There you go. Now you struck iron with that one. Yes, sir.
Now see, you done got me having nightmares now.
Hey, do y'all know the latest with her? I don't know if y'all know. I know Floyd does. Y'all, I want. Let me go ahead and just get it out of the way to begin with up here. Let's talk about politics to begin with. I want y'all to watch this little clip right here that aired on Morning Joe. Must have been yesterday. Y'all watch it for just a second.
I would assume, maybe incorrectly, but while abortion is an issue, it nowhere reaches the level of interest of voters in terms of the cost of gas, food, bread, milk, things like that. What could you do as governor to alleviate the concerns of Georgia voters about those livability, daily, hourly issues that they're confronted with?
But let's be clear. Having children is why you're worried about your price for gas. It's why you're concerned about how much food costs. For women, this is not a reductive issue. You can't divorce being forced to carry an unwanted pregnancy from the economic realities of having a child. And so it's important for us to have both and conversations. We don't have the luxury of reducing it or separating them out, but we also have to talk about what a governor can do.
So she got it figured out. Then let's just go ahead and kill all the unborns, and then inflation will take care of itself. That's basically what she's saying.
Yeah, that basically what she's saying is that the cause of inflation, one of the causes of inflation, is the lack of the ability for women to be able to get abortions in this country.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing:
in the White House.
Can you believe that there's folks in Georgia that is actually going to vote for her?
Oh, they done voted for her.
Let me tell
you
something. I went today and voted against her. I went today and voted for Brian Kemp. And I encourage everybody else that lives in the state of Georgia to go do the very same thing, because she is bought and paid for by Hollywood, New York City, and all these other places. She don't care what happens in Georgia.
Yeah.
She's trying to get to the White House.
I mean, it's proof in the pudding right there on national television. I mean, she didn't hide behind it. I mean, she basically...
Oh, no, they were laughing it up. On NBC,
she told us,
laughing it.
Yeah, she told us what her plan is. Mm-hmm. She told us.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me ask you this. Let's throw this question out there. Reckon what the Lord's got to say about that?
We know that.
He's going to come into the equation. They've replaced God with themselves.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about
it. They worry about the Lord. They worry about God. That don't mean nothing to them.
No.
And hey, look right here. This is Reverend Senator Dr. Raphael Warnock's church. This was on the home page of his website this week. Notice in the circle, ages 5 and up, proof of vaccination and ID are required to enter the church. But yet and still, this senator does not want us to have to produce an ID to vote, but he wants you to produce an ID to go into his church and worship the Lord.
Yeah. Or whatever they worship there.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's
fraud.
I mean, I ain't saying
he's a con man. He's a fraud. He's a fraudster. And anybody that sits up there in his church and listens to him, if they had one iota of brains, they could figure that out. That's what he's preaching. He's preaching hatred. He preaches hatred against the white people. He thinks all white people are white supremacist racists. That's what he preaches in that church. And he is tax exempt. The federal government would not touch him, because with any kind of tax lien or whatever, they would not touch him because they're scared of him, because of them idiots, them fools that sit in his church and listen to that stuff being pounded in their brain every Sunday and every time the doors are open. That's what he's preaching. He's not preaching the gospel. He's not preaching salvation. He's not preaching forgiveness and redemption and love and giving yourself to Christ and giving yourself up for him. He's not preaching that. No, he's God. That's who he thinks he is. He thinks he's God. And they all do. They all do. They all think the same.
That blew my mind when I saw that this week.
They got to. They got to.
Surprised at nothing.
If they think that killing a baby it's going to solve inflation, you know, it's going. I ain't that just don't add up. And so, you know, I looked today. I don't know if you noticed, but look, from yesterday to today, diesel in Colquitt jumped 20 cents a gallon.
What is it over there?
Yesterday morning it was $4.79. Today at one place it was $4.99. The other place it was $5.03. I come back from Florida. It was all up and down interstate Tuesday night, 5:30, 5:37, 5:41. It's scary as to what
it's up to five. It's up to 539 in Dothan, Alabama. Some places as low as 509 to 539 right here, right now.
I want to make a statement too. I want to make a statement here. Our neighbor here down here in Decatur County that got on that pimping Warnock with his peanuts. Mr. Glenn Hurd down there pimping Warnock with his peanut speech and his peanut spiel, talking about how he is bipartisan and done it. How does Mr. Hurd feel about putting $5.50 a gallon diesel in his semi trucks that run up and down the road compared to when it was Donald Trump and it was about $2 a gallon? So let's compare that. Let's compare peanuts to diesel fuel, Mr. Hurd. If you want to still want to pump your man down, if you want to pimp him, Raphael Warnock, you go ahead and do it. I'm just being straight up down with you. Facts is all I'm doing. I'm not doing any of this mealy mouth, mushy mouth mess that y'all come up with. All your Democrat buddies you come up with is cool. He's cool. He's in a peanut trailer with peanuts pouring on top of him. That's the stupidest thing I ever seen. And the whole deal was stupid. If you want to know what happened, this is what forward is. None of these other people, they don't have anything to do with what I say. Lord knows they don't. But I got it on my mind. I got to thinking about it. He's talking about holding up the peanuts. You see this? Yeah. You see that? Go pump you some diesel in your truck. No, you let these folks out here that's on a fixed income, that's on retirement. You let them go fill up their cars so they can go to the doctor. They have to go to the doctor about 2 or 3 times a week. You let them fill up their cars. They ain't worried about no peanut that you hold it in your hand. They worried about car, buying groceries and buying food and keeping the lights turned on at their house. And we got that bunch of fools sitting up there in Washington, D.C. that is totally against everything that we stand for. That's it.
Well, you know, you take that $5.50 diesel you're talking about, and somebody else has got to absorb it. It's going to go through the groceries. It's going to go, and we're going to pay for it at the grocery store. But here's the thing: you got the little bitty grocery store owners. They can't compete. They got to go up. They can't eat it. So it's going to wind up. How is it going to get any better? How do they think? All this stuff ain't nothing but a movement by these crooked Democratic elected officials that we have to force us to buy electric vehicles. That's all it is. They're not going to stop until they do it. The only way they stop is if we go elect conservative, good business-minded people to put them in there and put a stop to it. We've already proven we can be energy independent. Donald Trump proved that. We don't need. We got more energy and oil than anybody. We don't need none of them. But we listen to the the tree huggers that save the spotted owl society, and they gonna come up and holler at every event you want to holler at. They want to be there, do all their little marching and protest. Marching and protesting don't bother me. March and protest all you want to. Don't make no difference. It's time for America to stand up and become the America that we're supposed to be, that we used to be. Somebody somewhere has got to make a stand, and I don't know who it's going to be. It looks like it looks like the people is fed up. What I'm seeing is even members of the Democratic Party are turning against him. I know a while ago on the news I was watching, and AOC, her disciples that follow her, they was all turning against her in her town hall meet she had up there in New York City, and they was and you know what she got to do and how much she cared, Floyd. You dead on the money. You right. This is how much she cared. They was saying something like get rid of AOC or something like that. They was kind of chanting it. She started dancing to it. She ain't no more worried about them people.
No.
Yeah.
Do you know how many bills?
Don't mean nothing to her.
I didn't miss till they said it. Do you know how many bills that AOC, the bartender, that world-renowned bartender who is the Cinderella of the Democratic Party, do you know how many bills that she has actually got out of committee in the 2 years that she's been elected up there? Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. That's how
She worried about a bill.
She's sucking oxygen that somebody else could use.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, I've got it. You know, she's a millennial. I've got it figured out, guys. I have got it figured out. I had an epiphany this week, and I have figured out what has gone wrong in this country. Y'all ready for this?
Go ahead.
Tell us.
I'm going to tell you the one single thing that has brought about the demise of our society. I'm going to show it to you right here. Can you guess what that is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Warning labels that we have placed on items and have caused a dumbing down of our society. That is why we are at the place we're at right now. Let me show you a few right here, and then let's talk about it at the beginning. These are real warning labels that are placed on items. Hair dryer, caution, do not use while sleeping. Pepper spray, warning, may irritate your eyes.
That's
Where else you gonna spray it?
Yeah.
You gonna use it for deodorant?
All right, yeah, look at this one. Caution, avoid pouring on your crotch area. Coffee.
That's where you put the pepper spray.
Yeah. And then look at here. This is on a rat poison. Warning, has been found to cause cancer in lab mice. On rat poison. Warning, never use a lit match or open flame to check a fuel level. Caution, do not iron while wearing the shirt.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah, look at here.
What?
Once used rectally, the thermometer should not be used orally.
And I believe I can figure that out on my own.
Do not eat the iPod Shuffle. This product is not intended for use as a dental drill. Not intended wheelbarrow, not intended for highway use. Let's see right here. Caution, remove the child before folding the baby stroller. And do not allow children to play in the dishwasher.
Oh, no.
See, here's what I think. Here's what I think. I think if we would just take all these warning labels off, natural selection would occur, and all of the idiots would, the survival of the fittest would kick in, the theory of evolution, if you will, according to Darwin, and we could rid ourselves of some of these crazy people.
And keep eating Tide Pods. Keep eating Tide Pods.
Yeah, that's good for you.
I like that idea. I like that idea.
It cleans your system out.
Yeah, go up in the attic and get you some of that blown in cotton candy up there and take you some of that.
Yeah, eat it. Yeah, help yourself.
I don't know. We
you nailed it, Marvin. That's exactly what the problem is. Too many warning label on everything, and I mean everything.
Yeah, I mean, and hey, if they'll just take the warning labels off, I promise you, some of this stupidity would take care of itself.
There'll be a natural thinning.
Yeah, there would be a natural
Get
thinning.
them out. Get them going.
Hey guys, look at here what we had sent in right here. Harry Warren and George Williams. Look at them red bellies right there, man. What about it, Queasel?
Well, I'm gonna have to take your word for it. But that's a good-looking mess of fish right there, regardless of who caught them. That is a good-looking mess of fish. And George said they've been tearing them up, so I'm gonna take him at his word.
That's some shell cracker too, isn't it?
Shell
Yeah.
cracker and brim. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, and I didn't get to show this last week, but this is John Edward Wales' daughter, Dana Nunnery, on the coast catching a huge redfish.
Drop his head, give me some slack.
Okay.
That's a big one.
That is a big one. That is a grown.
Y'all.
That's
All I'm gonna say about that is she didn't learn that from her daddy. That's all
I
I'm
don't
gonna say
think
there.
I
on
don't
that
think
one.
she caught that from her daddy. Yeah.
No, she didn't learn that from. But that Dana will catch a big fish now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
Platt
yeah.
she'll do it.
Yeah. That's
And,
some good
but see,
fishing
George
going
and-
on right there.
George and Harry, Harry done went down there and butted up with all the game wardens down there.
Mhm.
And he's done learning them hot spots down there. Harry done figured this thing out. And what he didn't know when George got down there, George got it all straightened out. And so they got it together.
Yeah.
They got it together.
Looks like there's been some good cooking going on too. We had this sent in tonight by Mr. Charles Pickle. Fresh turnip greens with some smoked ham hocks right there. I can smell them cooking right
boy.
here.
That's right out of his. That's right out of his patch too, Marvin. The
That's
patch he
it
was
right
in
here.
last week.
Oh, yep, the one I shot the video from. And then here's Queasel and Ms. Queasel's homemade chili and fresh fried apple tarts for dessert.
Man, I'm so full right now. I can't hardly breathe. Woo! It was
Then-
good.
Look at here what a dish Floyd had. Fresh salmon and cilantro rice. Fresh salmon from Ziggy B's in Colquitt, Georgia. And then here was Mo Marvin's supper tonight.
Look at that boy.
Fresh shrimp from Ziggy B's. Fresh hog head cheese from Ziggy B's. And then my own recipe of coleslaw and tomatoes. I've come up with a new name, guys. What's her name? What's that woman in Savannah, that cook over there, Paula Dean? She made shrimp and grits famous. I'm gonna make shrimp and sauce famous.
Did you eat all that?
Yeah. Oh man, I still got some shrimp and got a whole slab of sauce in there. I'll probably go get me another second helping after the show before I go to bed
You won't
tonight.
be 2 cents at work tomorrow. You been in the toilet all day. We won't get
Man,
nothing
if
out of
I
you tomorrow.
hey, all I'd have needed on top of that would have been about 2 sets of mullet roe and about a half a gallon of warm cane juice, and I'd have been right then.
Don't forget your goat cheese now. You need
Yeah,
some
I'd
goat
have added
cheese.
my goat cheese on top of that. Yeah,
Woo.
that'd have been
Ooh,
good.
I
right
hope you don't have to
there.
get in no elevator.
Now, you hope you don't have to get in the elevator with him, is what the deal is.
I ain't bad about getting in one with him no more now.
You keep on eating, Marvin. You eat what you want to eat,
Hey,
man.
I'm gonna-
You grown.
hey, I'm
you eat what you want to eat.
I ain't worried about them. I'm gonna eat what I want to eat. I promise you that. Yeah,
Marvin's a mannish boy, so you eat what you want, man. You go
that's
ahead on.
it. Right.
That's
That's it.
what Muddy Waters said. Mannish boy.
Who?
Muddy
Do what?
Waters. You never have heard of Muddy Waters, have you, Marvin?
I ain't heard of him.
That was that's a different generation, man. Hey,
I
we'll
got
get to that later on. That might,
Hey,
that might be a trivia question next week.
Well, speaking of a different generation, I was telling Queasel today, and I'm looking forward. I want to watch it. On Facebook this week, someone had a scene from the Zebulon Theater in Cairo. They are shooting a documentary on Mickey Thomas and his
Good
life.
deal.
Really?
How about
And
that?
it was
Yeah.
there
They
was
need
a
to talk
young
to
guy that
Randy
was
Dynamite King. They need to talk to Randy Dynamite King. He
He
roomed
knows
with
him.
him. He roomed with him in Americus, Georgia. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, they need to talk to Randy Dynamite.
Yeah.
So
Well,
needs to get up
they had a young guy portraying him as a child, and then on the sidewalk, Mickey Thomas and the guy filming and the guy directing were looking on in front of the Zebulon that he went there as a child. But they're doing a documentary on his life.
That's great.
Thought that would be
He's
pretty
I saw-
interesting.
awesome.
I saw Mickey about a couple of years ago down at that third world country my son lives in. I saw him down there. He was down there, and he still do it now. He can still hit that.
Oh, yeah.
He can still hit that note. It's so high up there you can't see it.
I'm
He
telling you.
can still do it.
Now he sang "Fooled Around and Fell in Love," but who wrote it?
No, who wrote it? Elton Bishop was the band he was playing
Yeah.
in. But it doesn't say Elton Bishop. They give Elton Bishop the credit. Elton Bishop
Yeah.
ain't sung it. And
Yeah,
anyway,
If you ever heard
Elvin
Elvin
played
Bishop
guitar.
sing, you could
Elvin can
understand
sing.
why.
He can't sing like that.
He could play a
he can't
guitar, but
sing
he
like
could
Mickey Thomas.
no.
No.
Did Elvin Bishop write the song? Is what I
Oh
want to
no,
know.
Mark. That needs to be a good. You ought to look at it. That'd been a good trivia.
I don't know.
Do y'all know what
I
the
don't
day
know.
is? Y'all know what happened today 45 years ago?
What?
Leonard Skinner band crashed and
Oh,
killed
I saw that.
7 members of them.
wow.
I saw that.
Ronnie Van Zant and Cassie Gaines and some more of them. They were leaving a concert in South Carolina and they crashed in Mississippi. The plane ran out of gas and
That's
crashed.
right.
Sure did. It wiped them out.
Mm.
But they came back. They still strong. But that's the story.
Yes, sir. Fooled Around and Fell in Love is a song written and performed by blues guitarist Elvin Bishop with Mickey Thomas on lead vocals.
That's it. That's exactly
So he
right.
did write it.
He wrote. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
Man, he done good. he handed it off to the right person to record it. I can tell you.
Yeah.
He sure did.
I
And he
love-
still
man, I
sings
like
it.
Huh? Oh, he still
He
sings
sings
it?
He sings it with where we saw with Jefferson Starship, and he sung it. He sung it. You know, he was explaining it to him and Elvin. Elvin goes out and sings it, and then he sings it when he does. You know, so it was it was pretty good. He could still
Elvin,
hit that note.
Elvin made the money off of it because Elvin wrote it and published it. That's the thing a lot of folks don't understand.
That's
You
where
be
the
the
money's
best singer, the best singer in the world back in those days, and maybe make a couple $300 a night. But the fella that writes the song, Buddy Bowie used to say, "Cha-ching!" It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because,
get
I
the
mean,
royalty
even,
check.
and hey, it keeps on giving after you die, too. Your family gives.
Exactly.
Perpetuity.
Yeah.
He
Well, they
could
said,
play
you
a
know, they
guitar.
said that they told the story about that song that Dolly Parton wrote, "I Will Always Love You." They, up at Dollywood, they tell the story that when she when she wrote the song, she took her royalty check and deposited it in the bank. But when Whitney Houston recorded it, she bought the bank.
That's about right.
Yeah.
and
What was that?
there,
That was a song, Floyd. What was
Huh?
that song? That and part of they was part of the line in the song, but Elvin Bishop wasn't good looking, but he sure could play.
No.
So you remember?
Elvin Bishop sitting on a bale of hay. He ain't good looking, sure can play.
Can
There
play.
you go.
What is the name of that?
That's a Charlie Daniels song.
That's Charlie Daniels song, yeah. But Elvin, yeah, I know we had the first time that you heard Elvin Bishop was you were riding around in that Mark IV Lincoln Continental that me and Nadine had, and we were playing an 8-track tape in there. And
That's right.
and you said, and he was Elvin Bishop coined the phrase "get your mind right."
Get your
Remember
mind
that?
Oh, really?
Get your mind
Yes,
right.
he did.
Get your mind right.
There's a couple of more phrases he coined there.
Oh yeah.
He said he didn't have a crowd.
Buy you a Elvin Bishop tape with
Yeah. it'll
have his picture. It won't have Mickey Thomas's picture on there, but it'll have his picture on the front. Now, he's ugly, but he sure can play.
They my children gave me for Christmas 2 or 3 years ago album. They found it down yonder in that third world country down yonder. The live, but the album, the actual album, and it's got, you know, that I know you remember it, but you know, you open it up and it's got pictures of all of them in there and all that kind of stuff, and it's 4 or 5 records. I just ain't got that record player, but
I know
got
it.
the album.
Ain't everybody got no record player no more. I know it. You
Yeah.
can buy one. You can buy you one. Go to Amazon. They'll send you one. All you got to do is give them a credit card.
Oh yeah.
They'll send you a record
Don't-
player through the mail.
Hey,
You won't
guys,
even have
let's
to get on your house.
let's
Don't
give
go
a
to
big
mall.
shout out. Let's give a
Don't
big
go to
shout out to
mall.
Miss Wileen Warren. She is
Wileen
92
Warren.
years old today in Colquitt,
Come
Georgia.
on.
Miss Wileen
Happy
Warren.
birthday.
Be from
92.
Colquitt, Georgia.
92 years old.
I
From
worked on Miss
Colquitt,
Wileen
Georgia.
Farm for many years.
Yep.
Many years.
Happy birthday. Now you know what time it is. Trivia time on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Southern Hissy Fits on the Square in Colquitt, embroidery, t-shirts, tumblers, gifts, and more. 109 West College Street in Colquitt, Georgia. They are the supplier of the official Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show logoed attire and paraphernalia. Call them right there, 229-726-4825. If you want to get something with our logo on it, they'll hook you up. And they are the sponsor of the Charlie Platt, the Dirt Road Sports Show Trivia Time. And the winner tonight will receive our logoed enamel campfire mug. All you got to do is text the correct answer to 229-254-5060. 229-254-5060. We do ask this, if you have previously won a cup, please let someone else answer. We want to try to spread these mugs around the best we can. So if you have previously won a mug, please let someone else answer the question. All right, here we go. I need the correct answer and your name. The correct answer and your name. Text to 229-254-5060. We'll get the mug to you. You don't worry about that. Here's the trivia question for tonight. What songwriter has written the most number one country songs in history? What songwriter has written the most number one country songs in history? 229-254-5060 is the correct number to text. I need your name and I need the correct answer. Your name and the correct answer. 229-254-5060. That's the number. Question one more time. What songwriter has written the most number one country songs in history? Most number one country songs in history. There's the number. Text it right now. 229-254-5060. I got them coming in. I got Bill Anderson up here. That's not right. Got Willie Nelson that came in. That is not right. Still looking for the songwriter that has written the most country. I got a winner already. Winner. Chicken dinner. We got a winner. None other than Mr. Jeff Cox from right here in Colquitt, Georgia. He is the winner. Boys, can y'all tell me the answer to that question since you know it? What's the songwriter that's written the most number one country songs?
Who's Simon Crumb?
No, not Simon Crumb. Who do y'all think it is? I got Jeff Cox is the winner. He's got it right. It was not Willie Nelson. It was not Bill Anderson. Who do you think it was?
Conway Twitty.
No.
No, not Conway Twitty.
Nope.
Come on. Charlie, you ought to know this.
I know it. He wrote a lot of songs with a guy named Sonny Throckmorton.
You
but
know
no, I know that's not.
The guy's from Alabama. I'll give you that hint, Charlie. Guy's originally from around Montgomery, Alabama.
Hank Williams.
Hank Williams Sr. has written the most number one country songs in country music history.
I don't think that's right. I don't know. I don't know.
Now, don't argue with me.
Okay.
Yeah, you argue with him, Charlie, because he ain't never right.
I'll defer, but Marvin ain't deferred.
I am not deferred. See, even Rhonda Jarvis Pate give me a thumbs up. She knows I'm right.
Yeah, she said
anyway, I'm right tonight. Jeff Cox is the winner, and we appreciate all those that submitted the answers. But according to country music history, Hank Williams Jr. has written the most number one country songs.
Hank Williams Sr.
Whoa.
Senior. I'm sorry, Charlie. I'm sorry. Senior. Hank Williams Sr. I jumped.
After we do the trivia every week, I am so confused. I don't know about you, Queasel, but do you?
I'm just glad they ain't watching none of them movies and reading them books I ain't never watched or read.
Oh.
What about you? Put the Hissy Fist number back up there, Marvin. Put the Hissy Fist number.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I put it up there earlier. You just couldn't see it.
Just flash it though.
You didn't put it up there.
That's it. That's the first I've seen that, ain't you, Charlie?
That's the first I've seen it.
All right. Well, there it is right there.
No, it was up there last week. I'm gonna take up for it when you right.
No, we
Yeah.
talking about tonight. We talking about
Oh,
tonight.
tonight. Okay.
Yeah, tonight.
All right, Charlie, I want to know about this deal right here.
That is a calf that weighs about 600 pounds. That is a gully that is about 50 to 60 feet straight down. And notice the agility of the calf sashaying along the edge of that. They got 200 acres, y'all,
Mm.
of pasture. They get fed hay. They get fed food. But what do? They risk life and limb to get out there and get a bite of dead gum kudzu.
Mm, mm, mm.
Oh,
Now,
well,
Yeah,
I like
they love it.
youngins.
yeah,
I
Charlie,
like the youngins.
Charlie, I was glad. I like this video you sent me. I wanted to give the audience a little bit of information about it. This is a video that Charlie took live. This is a video of Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden at a campaign rally, and what Charlie filmed above.
that is
Charlie,
actually that was actually something that was taped today, this afternoon, and you look up in the sky and you see hundreds of vultures. It had to be a Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi political rally going on because who else would bring in that
Democratic
many
rally.
dead folks? Who else could bring that many dead folks? That was actually along the Henry Houston County line this afternoon. Never seen that many in my life, all flying in formation up there above. Kind of make you wonder what they're looking for. If you're out feeling good today and look up there and say, "Oh, I wonder what they're looking for." It was scary
Mm,
sight.
mm, mm.
I
Wow.
have figured something out,
Hey.
and this is something going back to what we were talking about a little bit earlier. We're sitting here reminiscing about Mickey Thomas, Elvin Bishop, Charlie Daniels. Start naming all these folks that we talk about from week to week. And I read something this week. I knew I had lost interest in NASCAR for a number of reasons. Woke would be one of them. Bubber Wallace would be another one, and all the crap that he has pulled and woke stuff that he has brought to the table. But I found the real answer as to why I don't give a rat's rear end about a NASCAR race. This last week, Kurt Busch, who is a former NASCAR champion, announced his retirement full time from NASCAR because of injuries received in a recent accident, which these new cars this bunch of the French family has put on them is about to kill half of them, or either put them in hospitals. It's a dangerous piece of machinery they're driving. And I got to reading this story. It said Kurt Busch, and listen to this, Queasel, was the last full-time NASCAR driver that ever competed against Dale Earnhardt. Where have they all gone? All the
Golly,
one
you
that
right.
hits you when you put it in perspective that Kurt Busch at age 46, I believe he is the last NASCAR driver, full-time NASCAR driver to have competed against the legend of NASCAR, Dale Earnhardt.
I think you're right. I'm
That makes
trying to
sense.
think right quick.
I did. I thought for a long time, and I got to looking some stuff up on the iPad, and he's the last full-time driver that competed against Dale Earnhardt. And that's what
Well,
the three of us that enjoyed NASCAR for so many years, everything was gauged by Bill Elliott, then Dale Earnhardt, Darrell Waltrip, the Allison brothers, Neil Bonnet, all these folks that we kind of halfway thought we knew them,
That's
and
right.
they were very accessible to the public. And he was the last one.
I can tell you this. I guarantee you this: if Dale Earnhardt Sr. was still alive, you wouldn't see what's happening in NASCAR happen. I bet you
No,
that.
no,
You
no,
would not see it. You would
no.
not see it. And
Even if he wouldn't be driving, but he was a big enough person to call in the France family when needed. He wouldn't let all this mess be going on.
it
Oh, it's I'm done with them. I don't have any. I don't have any
Uh,
associated. Nobody to pull for. You know, all the cars run the same. They all look alike. They just painted different. Got the
I
same thing. You can't even cheat no more. You know, and win. You can't. They can't. You got
no.
everything's got to be. Every nut's got to be the same length. Everything's got to be exactly the same. And they just bunch them all. It's no fun.
no,
They 4 races in one race.
I
Now,
read
4
a
races
I
in
read
one race or 3
I read an
one.
article the other day about Hendrick Motorsports. They was interviewing Jeff Gordon, and Jeff Gordon said that Hendrick Motorsports has not made a profit in 2 years. That they have lost money in every race that they have went to. That's how expensive NASCAR. The NASCAR, the owners are saying that NASCAR is pricing themselves out of business, and because they're looking for something to draw viewers, they want viewability. People to watch the races. That's simple. Take the restrictions away. If the 4 of us is building a race car and Marvin can build a fast car, he's gonna win the race. It don't matter if he can cheat and get by with it, let him cheat. I mean,
yeah,
that's the way it used to be. And that's when people watched it. We don't need to all get out there with the same size motor, the same size this, same size that. My daddy told me a long time ago, he said, son, it's going downhill when 1 pound of air in a tire will make you win or lose a race. He said, that ain't racing. He said, I don't know what they're doing, but that ain't racing. If they want to fix NASCAR, do away with all the rules. I mean, all the
Run
not
what you brung. Run what you brung.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
let them. Whoever can build the fastest car, go race. Do
Go
away
race.
with let them go.
Who have the
And
best? Who can drive the best car? And the best car is gonna have the best driver. So that's who's gonna win, unless somebody wrecks them. Like Bubba. Wrecked what was the guy's name? He wrecked number 5
Larson,
the other day.
Larson.
Kyle Larson.
Yeah, Kyle Larson wrecked him. Good driver, fine driver. Wrecked him too, and took out another guy that was competing to be in the final race. Just took him out, wiped him out too, on account of his idiotic self.
So
I think
Again, my point. We got to take the warning labels off, and some of this
That's
stuff will
it.
take care of
That's
itself.
right, Marvin.
it's
You're exactly right, bro.
it goes back to that everybody gets a trophy. They want
yeah,
everybody to be the same. Listen, everybody don't get a trophy. You know how many trophies I got in my life? 0. That's how many I got. I ain't never got a trophy for nothing. Nothing. I wasn't never no good at nothing. Still ain't no good at nothing. But it ain't never stopped me from trying.
No, keep going, keep rolling. That's
it.
right. Yeah,
But
you appreciate the ones that are good. You like to go see them, the ones that win the trophies. That's what I used
I
to like.
don't think. I mean, y'all might think different, but I don't think I've been affected by that. I've never won a trophy. I don't think I have.
But it's a different world. It's everybody's so sensitive now, Queasel. You hurt their feelings, man. We were talking about the other day about the football coaches. Football coaches cannot coach these boys now in college. I heard Deion Sanders say this. He was talking about the NIL deal, where the name, the image, and what is the other thing? That name, image, and likeness that they selling. These college players are selling. He said they're making more money. The college players making more money than the coaches are making. He
Sure
said,
they
you
are.
think they can pay attention to a coach who's making less money than they are? I ain't got time for him. Hey,
I saw.
they taking all the fun out of it for regular folks.
It's no sport is a sport anymore.
no,
They're killing it. The this Title IX where they let these boys that can't win as boys compete as girls. They've just about destroyed the women's sports. and women's athletic is a special, has a special place in my heart, because I had a daughter that she was an athlete from the bottom of her feet to the top of her head. That's what she lived for, with athletics. And I can remember having to fight and scrape and scramble with the school boards and to do whatever we could do, not against them so much, but fight with them to get up enough money to fund female athletics, because
Female athletes, that's right, the women's sport.
it just money wasn't there. And so as female athletics started making the turn and beginning to get funded, now we got these rascals coming around that can't win competing as a male, so they going to compete as a female so that they can get that trophy.
Gotta have the trophy.
It's sports.
I read the other day about one that was playing volleyball. It was a college team. It was playing volleyball. Boy on the girls' team. It was one school that was playing another school, and the boy on the other side. And he done a pow. You know how they'll spike that thing, swat that ball, that volleyball. Hit a girl on the opposing team. Hit her between the eyes. Give her a concussion. Yeah. She's got brain damage on account of him. But nobody did nothing about it. The other school.
Oh no.
The other school, the one that the girl was hurt on, she said, we're not playing them anymore because of him, because he's dangerous on there to these other girls. Well, they talking about throwing them out of the conference, out of the league, the women, because they don't want to play against a stupid man who pretends that he's a woman.
It just ain't.
It's great. All these women liberals, all these liberal women are the reason for that right there. That's where this comes from.
Competitive sport.
They would stand up and fight. They would stand up and run their mouth as much as they have in the past about it. Yep. They can stop it.
That's right.
You're gonna see female athletes start losing college scholarships. You're gonna start seeing them. They're gonna get hurt all the way across the board, and it's called nobody got guts enough to stand up. Again, you got to stand up. All that stuff I heard about that girl that couldn't win. I mean that boy that couldn't win no swimming races, so he joined the swimming girls team and won all the trophies. And then his teammate finally got up enough courage to stand up against him. And I don't know how that's going to turn out.
Oh, they throw them off the team. They'll get them. They'll lock them up for hate speech. I mean, that's
ain't right.
That's what they come for. Hate speech.
And it's all the way across the board. In NASCAR, if you run into somebody, you got to go to sensitivity training. You can't tackle nobody in football no more. And
that's right. They throw you out of the game.
I never was no good at football, but I tell you what I was a good tackling dummy at practice. Boy, the coaches, because they didn't. I mean, if they hurt me, they ain't lost nothing. So they send them out there and let them just knock the quap out of me. And they didn't care. They hit me with the helmet, with the feet, the fist, anything else they could hit me with. They didn't make no difference. And then the coach would get down there and holler and make you get back up and get it again, But that's the way it was. You get in a circle and they just as fast as they can hit you. What they gonna do? What if he lost if it broke my leg? What did
Hey, nothing. Hey, you're expendable.
I wasn't gonna get to play no way, so it didn't make no difference. But now, nowadays, I could probably play. I could probably get out.
Get some of them. Here's the thing about it. Here's what I don't understand. No women are shouting and marching and protesting to play on a men's team. If you notice that, no women are doing that. They're not crossing over to play on the men's team. It's these loser men, and they're losers. I mean, they 100% losers in life.
They can't win nothing on the men's team.
They losers in the sport that they're in. They losers. So they pretend that they're a woman, and these stupid people at these colleges let them get away with this. They enable them to do this so they can hurt the real women athletes.
Let me ask you this, Floyd. So
it's that time once again. Time for Floyd's Short Lists and More. Brought to you by Berry Hill Auctioneers. Berry Hill Auctioneers, our sponsor in exclusivity and perpetuity of the great, the world famous Floyd's Short Lists and More. And now, please make welcome Mr. Floyd B. Lloyd. Queasel, sorry about that. I cut you off. I done hit
He
the
just
button.
morphed right on in there. Just
Yeah.
segue, just segued right on
Yeah,
in there.
I done hit the button. It was kind of like jumping off. Once you jump the high dive, ain't no going back. It's done.
Yeah,
It's
go
like being on stage and that man got that hook and he gets you around the neck with
Yeah,
that hook. There you go.
Let's
Man.
get this out of the way, then maybe we have a little more time to talk here. Man, I ain't got much for y'all tonight. I've been doing other things. I got other things to do. But anyway, I just got some short list here. Y'all bear with me. This is short list. Flo is short list. This is strictly from Flo and not from any of my compadres. So don't blame them. Don't get mad with them. Get mad with me. Whatever you want to do. Fine with me. It ain't no big deal. Here's one right here. Y'all know what I'm doing. What am I doing? Everybody over here. Here's y'all this right here. Y'all ever see folks with cigarettes how they make a cigarette bob? They bob that thing in their mouth. Hey, don't make me come over there. Don't make me come over. I'm gonna hurt you. I have to come over there. Don't cigarette bob.
Woo!
Come like that. Don't care where they land. I have no idea where they land. Anyway, here's one right here. Here's a show there. Cigarette smoke that smells good. Now, come on, I know there's some folks out there that smoke cigarettes. Chime in. Tell me how good that stuff smells. Ooh. Oh, Lord. Here's one right here. User-friendly. Bear with me now. User-friendly drive-through fast food order boxes.
Yes. I can't do it.
Pull up to the Hardy. Pull up to the Hardy and order something size of number 2. No, here's what happened in Concord. Number one, here in Concord, if you pull up there, they say, we ain't got, I want you to be on milkshake. We ain't got no milk. So that's it. Next, please. Go on. Get out of here. We got no milk. Go.
Oh, Lord.
Do some of these people talk? Where did they learn how to speak the English language? Coming back, I know it's that box. It garbles. I know that they cannot be that illiterate. That they come out because what comes out of that box is total gibberish. So come on, write me in. Right in. Come on, y'all. Right me. But, I'm just, Floyd short list. Meaningful criminal charges that will be filed against Hunter Biden.
That ain't even short. That's a no list.
That's right.
He wrote
no
not guilty.
Yeah.
It'd be not guilty. Whatever it is, be not guilty. Yeah. Here's the next one here. Other than being a crackhead, incestuous, con man, grifter, seditious traitor, talents that Hunter Biden has. Y'all tell me some things he's good at other than that. He's done them all. He's guilty. He's done them all. So he's good at it too. He's good, man. He's good at that. Here was same-sex wedding chapels in Muslim countries.
Hey, they got the right idea though now.
Allah Akbar. Hey, off with the head. Here one right here. Here's a short one right here. Muslim embalming schools. You know what they do? They got to bury him before sundown. He fall over dead or have a car wreck or something. They drag him out of the car, wrap him up in a sheet, and dig a hole, throw him in the hole. He be stinking, man, by about this time tomorrow. It's 130 degrees over there. He going in the ground. Ahmed going in the ground. He got a hole. That's insensitive. I shouldn't say that. That's very insensitive to the religion of love. Okay, here we go. Hey, let's see what I got here. Millennials and Generation Z's that own their own home.
Mm.
Whoa.
Come on. I'm gonna kick it up another notch. Generation Z's that pay their own bills. Come on. Come on, Dad. Come on, Mom. Come on, Grandma, Granddad.
You
Come on.
meddling now, Floyd.
Hey, I'm middling
Madly.
now. I'm going
You
to
meddling,
middling now.
baby.
That's
You
it.
meddling.
Middling last and certainly not least, including his
Uh-oh.
bladder and his bowels. Things that Joe Biden has any control over.
Uh,
Mm-mm.
and that's
I hope
another short list.
you'll learn something tonight.
Yeah.
Thought provoking. This is a thought provoking show. We don't just play around. We don't mealy mouth, if you will.
Yeah.
If you
All
like
right.
mealy mouthing, watch MSNBC. Watch
Yeah. Yeah.
Morning Joe. If you like mealy mouthing.
Oh, all right, Charlie, take us home.
Want to bring out a point that before Floyd does his, make sure everywhere you go and everything you do to practice your Second Amendment rights. I'm going to quote, this paraphrase what Dothan Police Chief Will Benny said earlier this week in a news conference. We've got all the things the big cities have, just on a smaller scale.
Mm-hmm.
This past weekend, two citizens, two idiots that had a beef going between them, decided to start shooting at each other at Wiregrass Commons Mall,
Mm-hmm.
Dothan, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's here. It could have been in a convenience store in Colquitt, Georgia, for all I know.
Yep.
It can be anywhere. And we live in the garden spot of the world, we say, and I believe we do. I believe the folks who live in Southwest Georgia, Southeast Alabama, Northwest Florida, truly live in one of the finest places you can live on the face of God's green earth.
Mm-hmm.
But we
Yep.
got problems all around us. That's why every day when you get up, you need to thank the good Lord for another day
Mm-hmm.
and ask Him for protection. His hand of protection over you, your family, your friends, your place of business where you work, because that's all we got.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we got.
Mm-hmm.
Pray for one another. A lot of folks hurting. Uh, Joe Biden says this economy is strong as hell.
Hmm.
Now, let's examine that. How strong is hell, Marvin?
Mm.
Let me just ask that question.
It may
Huh?
be strong for a little while, but one day it's going to be all cast into the lake of fire for eternity.
What an idiot the
Mm.
people of this country has elected as president,
Yep.
and a lot of other leaders up there in Washington. We got to pray for one another and pray that God will graciously honor our prayer
Mm-hmm.
and put this country back on solid ground instead of the idiots we've got up there running. Let
Mm-hmm.
me do the weather right quick. Pray for one another. Hey, it was cold over here in southeast Alabama this morning. I don't know about over here in southwest Georgia. Had a
It
little
was
bit of
cold.
frost. Had a little frost on the pumpkins over this way. And tomorrow we're going to start to warm up. It's going to be nice. It's going to be 39 in the morning, which is not as bad as the 30. It was 34 here at the cabin at the Gray Hodges Park. 71 tomorrow, and we're looking at climb up all weekend long, temperature wise, and then the middle of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, a lot of models are different, but we pray, good Lord, bless us with some more of that moisture from the air. We need rain. We're in a drought, and we got some serious things going on with no rain. So let's pray we get the rain. Got a 30% chance first part of next week, hopefully. we'll see that temperatures warm back up to where they should be. 80 is about the normal high for this time of the year. We're looking at 82, 83, and 80 degrees when we get to the mid part of next week. But we appreciate y'all watching. We love all of you, and let's pray for one another. With that, Queasel, it's all yours.
Thank you, Charlie. I hope you're right on that rain, brother. It's getting dry. We running calls left and right, and I hope everybody's careful with your burning. It's getting cool. Folks are beginning to light some fires and turn on some heaters, and you need to make sure you can where you blow them off, clean them off, get that dust off of them. Be careful with your fireplaces. It's acts that can happen so easy. So just want to kind of remind everybody that. I told y'all we went and voted. Me and my family went and voted today, and I hope that you are taking this serious. I know people people that say, well, I just don't vote because I don't think my vote makes a difference. Let me tell you something. If you are a Christian conservative human being, your vote is needed this year more than it's ever needed before. We opened up the show talking about a lady who said the way to control inflation is to kill a baby. Now, personally, Marvin and I both made this clear. We don't have anything personally against this lady. I don't even know her. But I have a lot against what she stands for. And anybody else, we talked about that preacher. Personally, I don't know nothing about him. But I know this. He will not make a stand on where he stands on abortion. So to me, if you either don't stand up and say, I'm against it, then you for it. That's just the way I look at it. We got one chance. And that chance is to bring our nation back to live by the rules that this country was built under, which all were biblically based. We got a hope because we got a Savior, Jesus Christ, who is willing to look at all we done, and as sick as it makes him, he still loves us enough to forgive us. So it's never too late. We can change. We don't ever give up. We keep fighting. And you want to know, well, what can I do about it? I have people all the time say, well, what can we do about it? Let me tell you what you can do about it. You can go vote. Mm-hmm. I went and voted today. I went and voted, and I'm telling you, you can vote. I voted for Brian Kemp. I encourage everybody in Georgia who's interested in voting for the governor, vote for Brian Kemp because he is a godly man. He believes in it. He goes to church. He raised his children up in church. He has a godly family. He's a man of principle. He's a man of character. And I believe in him. I've been knowing him a long time. As I looked down the ballots today and I thought about all the stuff that I've heard, it's not hard to pick which party to vote for because you can look at the names and then you'll see the commercial just popping back in your head what each one of them said. And I'm not ashamed to tell anybody, and Floyd made the point, and he made it 2 or 3 times over the last month or so in the show. It's more than just the governor's race that we got to be concerned about. We got a U.S. Senator race. We got House races on the federal side. We got all kind of state races. We got a lieutenant governor's race. We got an insurance commissioner, fire marshal race. We got an ag commissioner. You don't think agriculture ain't important? You heard him talking about that $5.50 diesel. How the farmers gonna get their crops to the grocery store, to the market. We got to have somebody that's gonna stand up. What else do we have in this area that we can count on? Our backbone is farming. That's what it is. In Southwest Georgia, Southeast Alabama, Northwest Florida, this is what we do. We farm. And in Georgia, we need a farmer to do that. Tyler Harper is a farmer. So who better can you have than a man that makes his living farming? I mean, it just makes good common sense. I urge you to go vote. I urge you to vote in the way. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make it simple, and I'm gonna be through. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ask you to do 2 things. I'm gonna ask you to go vote, but I'm gonna ask you to pray before you go vote.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to ask you to pray that the Spirit would lead you in which button you want to mash, which X you want to put on that thing, and let Him lead you through the vote. That way, you won't ever get it wrong as long as He leads you that way. Jesus is our only hope. He's the only thing we got. He's it. Without it, we'd be nothing. Without His mercy and His forgiveness, we'd done be gone. We're running out of time. And I'm not necessarily so much talking about the end of time, which I think that's pretty close, but we're running out of time from these people we got running our nation. They're doing everything they do to get rid of people like me and you. They don't need us. It's kind of like I was in football practice. We are expendable. If they lose us, they ain't lost nothing because we don't fit into their plan anyway. So I want you to think about that. I want you to think about it. And then one last thing. You look back over the last 2 years and you find anything that you would want to stand up in church and say you were thankful for what's happened in the U.S. government, and let me know about it. And then if you can vote for that person. And I don't think I'll have anything to say about it, but you can find anything that they have stood up that would be to a Christian standard. Anything. I can't think of one thing. Maybe I'm missing something, but I can't think of one thing. Again, go vote. Remember, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Just letting us in your house. I mean, just sharing time with us. Let us carry on with foolishness. We had a lot of foolishness tonight, but there's a lot of truth in what was said on this show tonight. A lot of folks ain't going to agree with us, but that's okay. That's okay. If you don't like what we say, there's an off button right beside the on button on that computer, and they both work. So we love y'all, the ones that do like us and that agree with us, and we hope to see y'all again next week. Go vote. Remember, we love you. And just remember this. Always, 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 always do whatever you do. Follow what the Lord leads you to do. Always let Him be your first. Let Him be your first sounding board, and you won't really need nothing. Take it away, Floyd.
Yes, sir. Thank you, kindly, for your good words. Great words. True words, and every one spoken. Leave you with three things. Exercise your Second Amendment rights. Carry your protection with you at all times. You never know when you're going to need it. Surround yourself with like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
Surround yourself with like-minded people and be vigilant of your surroundings so you know where you are and you know where the other person is at all times. Be vigilant when you're walking from the mall to your car, from the restaurant to your car. When you're putting gas in your car, you look around and you have your hand in your pocket or in your pocketbook so you can exercise your Second Amendment rights. Good night, y'all. Appreciate it. Enjoyed being with y'all. Go ahead, Marvin.
Guys, we love y'all. Thank you for letting us come into your home tonight. I want to be an encouragement to you tonight. Maybe you're a Christian and there's no reason for you to lead a defeated life. Why? Because Christ died for you and He loves you. I know you may have something going on in your life right now that maybe times are hard. Can I encourage you tonight? Trust the Lord in all that you do and all that you are. And I promise you, He will lead you out. Don't forget Sunday's coming. You know what that means. It's time for the Lord. You give Him His due and you go to church. Our scripture for tonight is this: restore to me the joy of your salvation and grant me a willing spirit to sustain me. And I promise you this, the word is faithful and God is faithful. He will sustain you. I don't care what you're going through. Pray for one another. Love one another. Let's encourage one another. Let's all Christians stick together in this life and let's make the most of it while we're still here. Do your God-given civic duty and responsibility and go exercise your right to vote. It's your responsibility and it's your right, and I encourage you to do that. Guys, don't forget, always, 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 we love you. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. We'll be right back here next week, same time and same place, right here on Facebook and YouTube for more of Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Guys, we love y'all so much. Don't you ever forget this. No matter what you do in life, always, always be particular. Good night, guys.
See y'all.
Good night.
See ya.